All right, guys, what's going on? Yesterday, many of us were very, very excited because, as reported by ESPN.com, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua had agreed to terms, actually signed a contract, according to ESPN, to have a two-fight deal. But just like anything else in life, you have to read the fine print. So I don't want to be the negative Nelly here, but let's just be realistic and look at the situation. No date was announced, no venue was announced. So, what did they actually agree to? Well, according to Mike Coppinger, and again, um, I'm not a huge Mike Coppinger fan because he's been wrong several times before, but also, I think a lot of what he said in this article, he had some quotes from a top rank spokesman, Evan Korn. And I think Mark Kriegel was on IFL TV yesterday. He was being interviewed, and he pretty much confirmed what Mike Coppinger had wrote in this article. This quote from Evan Korn, top rate spokesman, seems to be pretty accurate according to Mark Kriegel. So Evan Korn goes on to say that the contract signing is basically a preliminary agreement contingent on both parties finding an acceptable venue and location for the first fight. Okay? So again, until they agree on a date and a venue, this fight is not set. So this contract that they signed was, according to this top ranked spokesman, Evan Korn, it was basically a preliminary agreement. And also, Mark Kriegel said that the contract was signed on Saturday. So from Saturday, he went on to say that he talked to someone in Top Rank. So I don't know if it was the same person, but he said he talked to someone at Top Rank, and they told him that they basically have 30 days to find a venue for this fight. 30 days from Saturday. So count down the days. You have Sunday and Monday. Now we're Tuesday. So it's about 28 or 27 days left for them to find a venue for this fight. And the clock is still ticking. Um, it seems to be that UK has been ruled out. And they're even saying that the United States doesn't look like they're going to be getting the fight. All indications are pointing towards Saudi Arabia or the Middle East. So that's where it seems as though they want to stage this fight. Um, I'm assuming that some country in the Middle East is willing to put up a gigantic amount of money to stage this fight. And I'm not so sure that I know for sure that a UK venue won't be able to match it. But I'm wondering if they'd be open to other offers from the United States. But as I said, again, the clock is ticking. They have a lot of time to us. They have a lot of time. Maybe if you think 27 days or 28 days is enough time to throw this fight together. But all along throughout the course of these negotiations, it seems as though they've been dragging their feet. Okay? This has been going on for a while. Um, and obviously the pandemic has factored in. I think they're really concerned about trying to put this fight in front of a live gate to get as many people in a stadium that they can, obviously, to maximize the revenue that they can get for this fight, which is totally understandable. But once again, with all these restrictions, they seem to be loosening up, but the whole travel restriction situation, I think AJ is probably in the UK right now. Will it be a problem for him to leave the UK and be able to come back. Because I know the UK and in Europe, they have pretty tight restrictions over there right now. So I'm not so sure if all these little intricacies are going to factor into putting this fight together. I know the United States, in a lot of, like my state right now in Massachusetts, where we still have some restrictions in place. A lot of the southern states, a lot of the so-called red states here have lifted pretty much all the restrictions, but it's up to the businesses to decide how they want to implement, uh, the COVID protocol. So I don't know how the cases are in in the Middle East right now. I don't know how hard it's going to be able to get approval from the government to have a full venue. I don't know how it's going to work out with both Fury and Joshua. Are they going to be able to leave the UK, and are they going to be allowed to come back? Or they, like, I don't know what the protocol is in the UK for traveling right now, but I do know that a lot of countries in Europe, they're actually tightening up the restrictions again. So I don't know how that's going to factor into AJ and Fury being able to travel. So if someone else in the chat who's familiar with that can help me out, I'd appreciate that. So once again, the clock is ticking. Some people would say that okay, they have plenty of time. 30 days or 27 days now is plenty of time to find a venue. But is it really? Because fights like this, I know everyone likes to say this fight sells itself or whatever, but there's still a lot that's going to have to go into the promotion here for this fight. I mean, this is a huge fight. So you just don't snap your fingers and throw this together very easily. It's going to take time. You got to schedule press conferences. I don't know if they're going to do a promotional tour. Uh, there's still things that you'd have to work out with the venue. I'm sure the venue is going to have to do some certain things. Another thing we haven't worked out here, or at least I'm not aware of, is the broadcaster. I'm pretty sure in the UK, Sky is going to cover the pay-per-view in the UK, but who's going to cover it here in the United States? Is it going to be on DAZN? Is it going to be on ESPN pay-per-view? We don't know. We don't know. So to me, there's still a lot of things that have to be worked out. And was it really a big deal that both guys signed a preliminary agreement? Because again, we were told a year ago that both of these guys agreed to fight, and they still haven't fought yet. We still haven't had a date. We haven't had a date yet. It was also reported before that Wilder was and Joshua was all set, and it really wasn't. So all these preliminary agreements and these verbal agreements and these agreements contingent upon such and such happening, how much stock can we really put into all that? Because we've been let down before. And Tyson Fury even said himself, he's skeptical of the whole situation because, he says, until I get a date, a fight, and a hell of a load of money in my pocket, there's no fight. That's what Fury said on Friday. So he said, nothing's actually on until you're actually in the ring. We're nowhere near that at the moment. Do I think I'll be fighting Joshua in the next 10 minutes? Hell no. Do I think that the fight will eventually happen sooner or later? Yes. I'm not going to hold my breath for it. That's for sure. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket because I've been guilty of doing that before, and these fights don't happen. And then I end up in a massive depression and feel like killing myself. So I'm not gunning to say this fight's definitely happened May, June, August, whenever. So again, also in this article, it says the TV deal isn't expected to be a stumbling block. Per sources, with the event expected to be an ESPN pay-per-view in the United States and streamed globally on DAZN in most territories, with the exception of the UK, where it'll also be on pay-per-view. So how's that going to work? How are you going to maximize the revenue if you're going to put it on ESPN pay-per-view, and then people like me who already have DAZN, I'm basically going to be paying $9.99 for a fight that would go cost upwards of $80 to $100 on ESPN pay per view. So how are they going to maximize the revenue by putting it on the Zone and ESPN pay per view? I know they do that with Canelo or a lot of his fights. They'll put his fights on the Zone and still offer it on pay per view for people who don't have the Zone. But I don't see how putting it on the Zone is going to make much sense. You know, if people are going to have an option to pay $9.99, then I'm sure a lot of people will go out and buy the Zone possibly and cancel it the next month or whatever. So I mean, I don't care either way. I'm not complaining, but I'm just if I'm looking at it from a business standpoint, I don't see how that would make sense. So they're saying I didn't read the whole article, but now that I kind of scroll down to the bottom of it, yeah, they're saying that it's going to be on both platforms. So I don't know how that would work. I don't know how that would work, to be perfectly honest with you. So what remains a problem, goes on to say in this article, the site deal and the $100+ million it will generate for the events. Until that's finalized, we're still one giant step away from the biggest fight in boxing becoming a reality. So that's what it says in this article. So Eddie Hearn's very optimistic here. He seems to think that this is not going to be a problem finding the venue. So we'll see. Because again, both parties still have to agree to it. Who knows? I mean, once again, Unpredictable Fury said he'd never fight anywhere else in the world except for Las Vegas. So will he accept fighting in Saudi Arabia? Will he have a problem with that? Who knows? We don't know. That's a big question. So there's still a lot of question marks here. 27 days. Hearn says in this article, he said, we'll be moving forward and all have discussions with interested countries to negotiate where this fight will take place. We will then report back to the fighters and teams collectively make a decision on the territory of the fight. So again, Hearn could have a venue in place. But what about Bob Arum? Doesn't he have a say in where this fight's going to be? It seems to be like Hearn's allegedly taking the lead here. But once again, Bob Arum promotes Tyson Fury along with Frank Warren. And I'm sure they're going to have a say in what goes on here. And I find it hard to believe that maybe Bob Arum wouldn't want this fight in Vegas. I don't know. It just seems like there's still a lot of things that have to be agreed upon here. There has to be there's a lot of things that have to be agreed upon here. They're expecting in excess of $100 million that's going to be put up by one of these Middle Eastern countries, Saudi Arabia or some other country in the Middle East. Who knows? We just don't know what's going to happen. So once again, till this fight has a date and a venue, I'm still going to be cautiously optimistic here. Cautiously optimistic. A lot of people think, oh, Beeb, you're a hater, whatever. That's fine. I'm just being realistic about it. We've seen this situation many times before. We've been let down. So again, we have to learn from the past. We just can't assume that just because they have a preliminary agreement in place here that they both signed, that actually means that the fight is official. Because again, the fight is not official. It's not. And Tyson Fury, being as unpredictable as he is, I'm not really so concerned about Joshua, but Tyson Fury, a huge Tyson Fury fan, but him being as unpredictable as he is, we don't know if he's going to be happy with the situation at the end of the day. Because he could sit there and say, well, you know what? I'm not cool with it. I don't want to fight in Dubai. I want to fight in Vegas. I don't feel comfortable traveling over there. Sort of like how Andy Ruiz didn't want to go over there. He had no choice, but, he ended up getting more money at the end of the day because he wasn't happy with the whole situation. So, a fight this big with egos on both sides being very big, you always got Bob Arum who's going to probably put his 2 cents in there, thinking he knows what's best. So, who is the A side in this fight? Who's the A side? A lot of people would probably like to say Joshua because maybe he's bigger in the UK. He's got more belts. I don't know. But Tyson Fury's bigger in the US. But then you can argue maybe Joshua's bigger globally. And especially in the Middle East, he's liked a lot more. So him fighting in the Middle East, in Dubai or Saudi Arabia, kind of favors him a little bit because Dubai is like his home away from home. So this situation seems to favor Joshua here if this fight is in the Middle East, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. And I'll be checking the internet out every day looking for progress on this whole situation. But once again, let's just look at revisionist history here. We've seen these situations before. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get a fight. Does not necessarily mean we're going to get a fight. So it is what it is. And I feel for the UK guys. 2 UK fighters. I understand why you would want it in the UK, and I'm not going to criticize any fan who says that this fight should be in the UK. I get it. I get it. Maybe it would make more sense for the fight to be in the UK, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, I'll be keeping a close eye on the story. I'll be making updates as I get more news. But this fight is not official yet. It's not. There's still some things that need to be worked out. And again, until we have those things worked out, I am still going to be cautiously optimistic. Whether people want to say that I'm being negative, that's totally up to them. But once again, we do not know where this fight is going to be and when it's going to be. We're hearing June, we're hearing July, we're hearing August. So we'll see. All right, till next time, Beavis out. Make sure you tune in every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time to the Ringside Reporter podcast. Also, tune into D-Style's channel, D-Style Boxing. We do the roundtable on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch me out there. I'm there I'm there every week. So make sure you subscribe to D-Style's channel. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Click the link in the description box if you want to become a premium member and enjoy the perks of being a premium member of this channel. Till next time, Beavis out. Talk to y'all soon. And as always, stay safe. Have a great day. And let's cross our fingers here, guys. All right, take care, guys. Peace out.